Mary and I met in a pizza place over on the west side of Indianapolis. We sort of saw each other from across the room kind of thing, and I said, the cute blonde is mine.
And I told my girlfriend, the dark-headed one with the beard is mine.
At the time I had a beard.
Jesus, please come today.
We were married in 1986, and Mary was pregnant soon after that. But unfortunately, we had a miscarriage there.
12 weeks.
And that was our first kind of a bout with how rough life can be sometimes.
There's a lot of, what did I do wrong? What's wrong with me? What did I do something wrong? Those kind of feelings. We've always wanted a family. And so we miscarried in 1986, and I was pregnant again in 1987. That's when we had Jenny.
When Jennifer was born, she wasn't quite normal at birth. She had some problems. We started looking at each other thinking, this isn't quite right. What's happening here?
So we had Danny in January of '89, and Danny was sicker than Jenny was. And they called us into the hospital and said, well, we have good news and we have bad news.
I'll never forget that day. She said that they had figured out what the kids had. They had sent the tests around, and one of the naval hospitals, I believe, had identified the disease as Niemann-Pick type C. She said most kids that have Niemann-Pick type C will die within the 5th year of life. And we were just devastated. I said, well, what's the good news? And she said, well, we can now test for this in vitro. And so you can try again, have other kids, and if they have Niemann-Pick, then you can just abort them and try again. We were floored. We just stumbled out of the hospital and drove around in a daze. It sort of defines your life a little bit. And once we got over the shock of that, we realized we didn't have a full lifetime with these kids. So we were going to enjoy the time that we had.
We always talked about Jesus. Jesus is center in our home. And so we talked about they would probably go see Jesus before we did. We sang songs, we praised Jesus. And the day Jenny died, they told us at 8:30 in the morning, she'd probably, or 7:30 in the morning, that she'd probably be gone before 9 a.m. So we had the dilemma, what do you do with Danny? Do you send him to school? Do you keep him home? So Tim says, well, let's go ask Danny. So Danny's, 9? And Tim goes in and says, hey buddy, Jen's gonna go see Jesus today. Mommy and Daddy are staying home with Jenny. What do you want to do today? And he looked at Tim and he says, Jesus will take care of Jenny. I'm going to school. I had a Christian woman, say to me, well, if your faith was stronger, God would have healed your children. And I looked at her and I said, he did. He healed them. They're with him. He chose to take them home. We all die someday. We don't know when that's going to be. And Jenny was 12 and Danny was 10. But God had a bigger picture. He knew he had more children for us. And his timing's perfect.
No one saw more miracles than Mary and I during that time. We saw him answer prayer for this and answer prayer for that and stop this from happening. And all throughout that, I saw God's power working. I wasn't angry with him, and I just don't think I can ever be angry with God, because we know how real he really is. We can have hope because of the faith that we have. When the kids were going through their roughest times, it was the Bible we turned to. And anybody in the Bible that made it through tough times, it was a testimony of faith that was shown. And many times throughout the Bible, the authors point out that faith. And the doctors didn't have the power to cure Jenny and Danny, but Jesus did. And they're with him today.
Jesus, please come today.